Fantastical Friday. Hello, gorgeous souls. And Beltane blessings. It is the 1st of May. This crept up on me by surprise. Like, how is April over already? But welcome. Let's celebrate together. New month, fresh start. Beltane, the beautiful, fiery, sexy energy that tells us that we are halfway between spring and the height of summer. I love Beltane. I love this energy. It's just like this springing to life, creative energy. I did a Beltane inspired look today to celebrate this video. And those of you that don't know me already, I am Chloe Rose, your multi-dimensional healer, artistic channeler, witch, and educator. And this is the weird and wonderful magical world of Mystic Hearts. And today I'm going to be talking about all things April. So basically just a life review, looking back on April, business, personal, and all things in between. And this is my uniform. How dope is this? I get to dress up as a sexy badass witch because I choose the job that I want, and I'm here to help support you in creating the life that you've always dreamed of as well. Let me just make this bigger. Funny story. As I was preparing to do this content today, I was thinking, like, it's so much fun getting dressed up and doing makeup and doing my hair and putting these clothes on. And the second to last job that I had when I was working for someone else, I worked in an office as an events manager, and in the height of summer, I wasn't allowed to take my shirt off in the office, like not out seeing clients. In the office, I wasn't allowed to take my shirt off because I've got arm tattoos. Mental. That is like next level control. This was in like a really small office where outside clients didn't come into the office. We went outside to visit clients. Oh my goodness. Like, I've always been a rebel though. As soon as the owner would go out the office, I'd just strip everything off. Oh, it's funny when we reflect back on these things. I have a cup of cacao in a very ugly mug, but it reminds me to keep walking and keep running. So cheers. I've been doing so much admin today. I was like, I can't have another coffee, but I could do with the boost and the superfood. So I've got a yummy cup of cacao as well for Beltane. And after I've recorded this content, I am going to do an hour of very, very slow, intentional, deep stretch yoga, go into a deep meditation and really just check in with myself and see what comes through for Beltane and what I should be focusing on right now. So, as I mentioned, I'm Chloe Rose, and I'm going to read you, first of all, what's on the homepage of my website. You can see this here if I put it in the right place. I have been doing some tweakings to my website, so I think this will be a good way of launching into this monthly review, this April review, life review. Also inspired by John Binney, who always does this, and I like it actually. So, welcome to Mystic Hearts, a magical realm where spirituality is interwoven with darkness and fantasy. I'm Chloe Rose, your multidimensional healer, witch, artist, and educator. I'm devoted to helping others break free from fear and limitation and become badass humans, showing you how to unlock the secret to true happiness by meeting your authentic self, courageously facing your fears and shadows, and living a fantastical life. I am here to support you with healing to harmonize your mind, body, heart, and emotions, breaking free from fear and limitation, reclaiming your superpowers, healing childhood, ancestral, past, parallel life wounds. You are not here to be fixed. You are here to remember who you were born to be and who you have always been. So that's my website. And if you haven't checked out my website, you can go and have a rummage around there. I've got all sorts on my website. You can find out a bit more about me, see the offerings that I have. I've got a blog on there, some of my artwork, and it's mystichearts.org. Nice and simple. So I'm going to dive in today. I always start off my monthly reviews with gratitude, with love and with gratitude. So we'll come with the numbers first of all. This month, or the last 30 days, 27 new subscribers. So thank you so much, everyone who has subscribed to my channel and everyone who has stayed a subscriber to my channel. Thank you so much. I've had more than 13k views, which is awesome, and almost 300 watch hours just in the last 30 days. So this is super exciting, and I am about 200 watch hours from being monetized. So that's like less than 30 days worth. So this is so exciting. So if you are watching this and you're a subscriber, please do watch some of my longer format content, or just have them in your earbuds when you're going for a walk or doing some cleaning or whatever you like. It will really help to support me having those longer watch hours. And this is super exciting, and like having this growth, you know, whether it's on a YouTube channel, in a business, in like a personal body transformation, any growth feels really exciting. So yeah, I feel really humbled and just really grateful, because it's been tough for me, honestly, as someone with neurodivergency, who's just like, I call it this octopus brain, really agreeing to do something and sticking to it long term is super challenging. And I feel like in this past year, that's what I've been doing with my content, and really not just posting for the sake of getting monetized, but actually posting with purpose and with passion and with meaning. And honestly, you know, I'm passionate about helping others, and I really just want to share everything that has helped me thus far on my crazy journey as a human on Earth at this time. Because I can honestly say this with like wholehearted truth, that I am really happy in my life now. It's not perfect. I'm single. I'm in my mid-30s. You know, I would love to be in a partnership. I'm not in a living space where I wish to be in, so I am looking for more of a permanent living space. But I feel great. I feel grounded. I feel peaceful. I feel confident. And I feel like everything is growing and transforming in my life. So thank you to everyone who shows me any kind of love or support, or just being friendly and being here on this crazy journey that we're all on here together. You are awesome. Thank you. Right, let me just drink a bit more, because my drink's actually going cold. And special shout out to everyone who has been commenting and really supporting on the shorts challenge that I'm just over halfway through now. About 50 days ago, I started an 88-day challenge of posting a short every single day called Living My Fantastical Life. And it's just filming seemingly mundane moments, or sometimes they're a bit more vulnerable than that, but sticking to posting a short every single day that's like a snippet of what I perceive as my fantastical life. So thank you so much, everyone, because just getting like people even just saying that I inspire them, or they just like seeing me show up even when I don't feel like it. Yeah, all of that really helps, because again, this is a real challenge for me, because I've for a long time really had this resistance to like posting every day, and feeling like, oh, I don't want social media to control me. And I've had to sort of unravel some of those sort of almost spiritual programs that I've put into my own mind, and unravel those and just be like, if I'm committing to something, just do it. Yeah, so it's been such a growth journey, such a learning journey. That sounded weird. Doing that. But it's been super fun, and I would love to challenge anyone who wants to do something like that, even if you just do it for like a week or 8 days living my fantastical life and just see what comes through. Because what I've found really beautiful about the challenge is that I can, and so if I can, I know that many other people are going to resonate with this, but I can really get stuck in my head, especially when it comes to creating content and showing up online, of like, I have to plan things, or it has to look a certain way or be a certain way. And doing this has forced me to just drop into the flow of like, I haven't got any makeup on today and I don't want to wear makeup. So what am I going to do? Am I going to make an effort, or am I just going to go with it and be authentic and real? It's just been such an incredible journey into the own inner workings of my mind. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend it to anyone who's up for just a bit of a challenge, and for anyone who wants their own perception of like showing up online and showing up for themselves. To shift and change in new and magical ways. And again, shout out to Mr. John Binney for setting me up with that challenge and you know, saying to me, you should do this. And I'm like, oh, but I did it. Well, I haven't done it yet. It's not over yet. And I still need to do one today. So now that I've shared gratitude and love, I'm going to move on to announcements. I have some quite big, exciting announcements to share with you. I'm almost like a little bit nervous to share them with you. The first one is just to explain that I've been doing some work on my website and work on my offerings and kind of streamlining and simplifying things in the last couple of weeks. So when it comes to booking me through my website for a one-to-one service, I now only have 3 offerings. Really only two, and one of them is like your follow-up or your maintenance. So those 2 offerings are your one-to-one witch activation, which is my best-selling one-to-one offering, which you can do live face-to-face via Zoom, or you can have it as a recorded transmission. Both are equally as powerful. And you can see me talking about the kind of the positives and the minuses of both of these options in the main video on my page, on my channel. That is your hidden superpower activation. It is a past life regression, traveling to a past parallel future lifetime that is like the core wound that is controlling what is holding you back from fully expressing and embodying your most magical self right now in this lifetime. You also get an oracle reading at the end of that one, so it's a really big meaty session that you get. And then there's the Live Your Fantastical Life. And this kind of has 2 options to it, but I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Live your fantastical life. So how is this different from the witch activation? Well, there could be some past life stuff in there, but what this is a deep healing journey. You get the full chakra scan and healing, and we go deep into mainly this lifetime, inner childhood wounds that are numbing you or suppressing you or stopping you from living a fantastical life. And what is that? A life where you cultivate joy and wonder and play and passion and creativity. So these 2 offerings are equally as powerful and equally as important. I've experienced both of them myself. I practice what I preach. And then also in the Live Your Fantastical Life session, once we've done the healing work, we actually go into your fantastical life, which is like seeing your life through the lens of your inner child and bringing back all of those childhood fantasies into your heart, so into your now reality. And then we'll receive some messages from your inner child, your guides, and your higher self on how you can actually begin to anchor some of those things into your life now. Super exciting. And with the fantastical life, well, I mean, technically with any of my offerings, you can have this as an add-on, but I really recommend it with the fantastical life session. Is you can actually get a channeled painting, which I will do after the session, which is a representation of your fantastical life through the lens of your inner child. So it will be a visual, activating representation of your fantastical life, which is going to help you with your integration after the session. And that's all done by me by hand, and you can get a physical and or digital copy of that painting as well. And again, like I said, that can be an add-on to any of my services. I absolutely love it, and I feel really honored when I work with clients, you know, more than once, and then they said, like, I really want to connect with my guide, can you paint them? That's just like such a blessing and something that I love doing, because my gift as a channeler is not so much through speaking. Mine is a lot more internal, where I channel things through writing and through my paintbrush. So that's one of my superpowers. Channeled artistry. So that's fun. So those are like my main two one-to-one offerings. And then I have the next one, which is your quantum energy expansion session. This one's a bit more broad. You can choose what it is that you need, a specific message, healing, clearing. And I always suggest this one more of like your maintenance session or a follow-up session after you've had one of the first two. And again, it's connecting with your guides and just tuning into whatever your heartfelt intention is for the session. So yeah, those are my main three offerings with the channeled artwork, which I call Spirit Guardians channeled artwork, but that's also obviously something that I do. I do commissioned paintings and artworks for specific healings or activations. I've had people message me saying, you know, they need to express, or they need certain things to be activated within them, and then I will, with their permission, set up that safe space, connect to their guide, and allow their guide to channel through me and create a painting, which is usually a figure, often with codes. I can code it into it, bright colors, symbols, things like that. So super exciting. And you can see all of this on my website, Mystic Hearts. I also have on my website, you'll find I do workshops. Often I do like one workshop a month, and I have courses and masterclasses that you can sign up for there as well. That's something that I just enjoy doing. Like one of my, another of my superpowers is creative designing. So like events creation. I was an events manager, doing all the creative side of that. So I just get so excited creating things. And that brings me on to the upcoming masterclass this Sunday. So that is Sunday the 3rd of May 2026. There is a 2-hour live Zoom masterclass that I will be hosting called Live Your Fantastical Life. So it is really a way of dipping your toes into an understanding of what live your fantastical life really means, because this is a service that I have channeled. So this is something very specifically encoded to work with my superpowers that I bring. So it is a service and an experience that you won't experience in the same way with someone else. It is something that I have weaved through with my guides, in a channeled way. So it's really exciting, and it's bringing together inner child healing. So looking at, some of those childhood wounds that really keep us dulled down and numbed, combining the healing of that with embracing themes of fantasy, myth, folklore, sci-fi. So things like the hero and the heroine's journey, things of like, going against the system, dark versus light, and actually honoring the power and the importance of these constant parallel themes of what they're trying to tell us and speak to us in our lives, and then bridging these two things together so that we become this superhero or supervillain of our own lives. And it's no longer this disconnect or escapism to fantasy. We're actually bringing it back into our own reality in an empowering way. So I'm really, really excited about the masterclass. It's at 7:30 p.m. UK time. That's when it starts this Sunday. If you can't make it live or you're going to show up late, that's totally fine. You will get a high quality copy of the recording plus lots of extras. I've actually created a course book, like a PDF course book, or I call it a playbook, to go with the masterclass. So it's like a mini course. So if you can't make it or you're worried about showing up late, that's fine. You can sign up anyway and you will still get full access to all of the masterclass. I think that it's going to be a lot more juicy and meaty than you would expect. So that's 7:30 p.m. this Sunday, which I believe is 2:30 p.m. Eastern, and that will make it 11 a.m. Pacific time. You can find the link. I'll drop it in the comments to this video. Super easy. You can click. It's through Eventbrite, which just protects you as well. Was there anything else that I wanted to share about Sunday? I'll just tell you what it is as well, a masterclass, why I call it a masterclass, because it's a class in self-mastery, where you get to learn some new and exciting tools and explorations, and you get to experience very, very deep quantum healing journeys for yourself to get answers for yourself. So it is self-mastery and it is about self-exploration. And because it's in a group setting, it can be a little bit less confrontational than a one-to-one. So if you're someone who has been enjoying my content or thinking about booking a session with me but is still a bit unsure, or you just want to get a taster, the masterclasses are just a perfect way of doing that. Takes the pressure off. You get a chance to ask questions, be in a community, be around other people all experiencing similar things. It's a win-win situation. So I'm so excited. There's a group of like 6-7 of us already, so it's really beautiful too. Just to have people join in this space. All of the past ones that I've done so far have been really magical, and each time I'm just like getting more and more excited by them. Okay, new announcement. I am now, from, let me get the date. From officially the 18th of May, so in 2 weeks' time, from the 18th of May, I'm going to be doing 3 live streams a week. And there's a bit of changes to my live streams that I just want to share with you as well. So from the 18th, which is a Monday, I am going to be doing weekly Magical Monday live streams. And these are going to be at 5 p.m. UK time, 12 Eastern. And these are going to be 1 hour where they are going to be a guided quantum energy healing meditation. And they are going to be all different kind of themes that you see across my channel. So like elven healing, dragon healing, dark goddess healing, fairies, rose, all different mystical themes. And what I'm going to do at the beginning is connect into the energy collectively, earthly, cosmically, and be guided towards what the theme for each week will be. And then once we get going, I'll be taking requests for themes that you would like to explore during these deep meditation journeys. So that's going to be really exciting. And as long as the requests align with Mystic Hearts, then I will absolutely love to explore your requests. Because I've been reflecting a lot, and guiding meditations is something that I love doing. And if I have it as a weekly agreement in a live stream, then it will keep me doing it regularly as well, and it will hold me accountable. So super excited for that. Those are already up on my channel, so you can get notified and join the upcoming 2, the 18th and then the week after. So just for May, they're up at the moment. So I'm super excited about that. It's going to be fun, something brand new. And then we have my Tuesday live stream, which is my joint live stream with the wonderful John Binney. That's continuing. These are so much fun, and it feels so good to actually be co-hosting a live stream as well, and just having that back and forth and double energy amplified. Really enjoying those. And those are called Live Spiritual Awakening. 1 week we do heart-aligned business mentoring. So we give our tips and advice for starting your own heart-aligned business. So those ones are more kind of 3D and practical. And then on the other week, we do 5D ascension classes. So those are more of like a guided quantum journey on a lot more sort of galactic, cosmic, interdimensional, sometimes earthly themes where we travel together and have these kind of out-of-body experiences. So those are really fun. Those are every Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. UK time. Trying to figure out in my mind what time that is Eastern, maybe around 10:30. 10:30 in the morning, and then that would make it 7:30 Pacific, but I'm not sure about that. You have to check out my page for the timings. I'm so sorry. Time zones totally mind boggle me. Okay, and then the third live stream is going to be Witchy Wednesdays. Witchy Wednesdays is the new rebrand for Mystic Spirit Messages. So Witchy Wednesdays is every Wednesday, and it's no longer going to be a 2-hour live stream. It's going to be a 90-minute live stream. This is because I'm doing it on my own, and I'm just really conscious of my energy, and I want to hold the space with as much energy and as much safety as I can. And I do find that doing 2 hours on a solo live stream is quite demanding energetically. So those are now going to be 90 minutes, and it's going to be focused on psychic quantum energy readings, clearings, past life messages, witch activations, superpower activations, oracle readings. All of my superpowers are going to be there. And I have already updated that, and you can see that on my channel. You can also check out the guidelines and all of the new information for the live streams in the description. So those are already up there. And something else I'm going to change with my live stream is that I'm now going to be choosing requests at random to mix it up a little bit, to give everyone that joins more of a fair opportunity to have a request, or to have me read a request. So I think that's it. And those are at 4:30 p.m. UK time, which is 11:30 Eastern. And I can't work out. All of these numbers are just making my head burn right now. So you can just look on my channel, and all of the 3 time zones that I've mentioned are on there. They are on the poster, on the flyer. I've updated, rebranded, recreated. I've just had such a good admin day today. So that's really exciting. I wanted to give you more, and give more to my channel, and just be live and be on the online space more regularly. Yeah, okay, so that's that. And then also with my channel, I will be making more of an effort to be posting more regular, consistent, long format content. So I've had some reflection, and what I'm going to continue with is weekly wandering and pondering, which will be posted either on a Monday or a Tuesday. And then we have our coffee shop chats. By the way, wandering and pondering, if you haven't seen this already, is me walking around the beautiful Oxfordshire countryside where I live, and just having a very free-flowing, candid conversation about whatever is on my heart at the time. Coffee shop chats, you'll see me right here in my little studio, where we meet in the Mystic Hearts coffee shop, and we have a beverage of choice, quite similar to today. And those, I would say, are more kind of workshop style, or I'm really called at the moment towards like dark truths of spirituality, facing fears, all things like that. And I prepare a bit more for those. So I have like questions and I interview myself. So they're a little bit more structured, a bit more meaty, probably often a bit more triggering than the wandering and pondering videos as well. So I'll have those, and those will be posted on a Thursday or Friday. And then a last long format that I'm now going to do weekly is going to either be my monthly review, so like this one today, or it's going to be a reading, so that will be either an oracle reading or just a general energy reading, or channeled messages. So I've decided to commit to that every week. That will be about 45 minutes to an hour long, and that will be posted over the weekend. So yeah, I'm committing to giving more, creating more, and yeah, just really expanding on how I'm feeling and just how I want to express myself. Because it can be very easy for us to sort of go into our shell and be like, oh, I need to take a break. And that's great. Like, we have to honor that. But then also there is this beauty in really allowing ourselves to bloom and express. But I feel like what the secret is like I've done today, fine-tuning and really coming back to, okay, what feels good for me? What brings me passion? What brings me wonder, joy, playfulness, and focusing on that? So yeah, this is what I'm going to be giving you, and it feels good. And of course, I'm going to be continuing with my daily shorts for my fantastical life journey as well. All right. The final announcement that I have to make today, which is what I'm really nervous about, but I'm very excited about. Okay, so I am officially launching an 8-week training course called Embody Your Magic. So it's going to be 8 weeks of 90-minute live Zoom calls, plus an online course, a membership group, homework tasks, and you get a certificate at the end of completion. The landing page is up on my website. The landing page is there with all of the information, and you can actually sign up for the course as well. So there is an early bird price, which is available until the end of June. And then there's also a buy now, pay later option, which is really exciting. So all the information is there. I feel like I don't want to share too much about it because I want you to go and explore for yourself. It's something I've been working on for quite a long time now, for at least 6 months. I've designed about half of the course and I'm just working on it constantly now. It's flowing. Well, I've designed the framework for the whole course, but I'm creating it now. Yeah, and the first day of the course is Tuesday, the 29th of September. So it's going to be Tuesday evenings if you're in the UK. But again, you'll get all of the recordings if you can't make the live sessions. So exciting. Yeah, I haven't run group courses for quite a few years now. So this is really, really exciting to do this with all of the magic that I've cultivated and transformed in the last year, and I've put it into a course. So it's based around the chakra energy spiral, which is like a spiral into the heart. So it's going to be really exploring deeply your energy body. And of course, I've made it kind of mystical and fantasy themed as well. And there's going to be so much more in there. A lot of personal development, embodied coaching. I'm a certified embodiment coach and yoga teacher. So all of those things are going to be interwoven into this course. So I'm so excited about it. And in the next couple of weeks, you'll see me sharing some flyers and a lot more information about it. But if anyone is really curious and excited as I am, you can go to mystichearts.org/training and you'll find the landing page there. So exciting. Oh, I feel quite caffeinated now. Maybe I'll have some water. So I'm just going to go have a little look through my calendar for April and just kind of have a talk through April as the month, and then I'll finish off by just sharing some personal things, some personal wins, achievement and growth that has happened to me in April as well. Start off with business, but it's not all about business. When you have a heart-centered business, it's your whole life is involved in your business. It is all one. Okay, so the first week in April, what did we have going on here? Oh, that was very busy. Hold on a second. So the first week in April, I had it was a really powerful witch activation session, and it was meant to be a live, but they decided to change it to a remote recorded session. So that was cool, and that was an amazing witch activation that I loved doing. What else did we have that week? I had pole dancing class. Oh, and I had the Magic of Spring monthly workshop on the Sunday, so that was beautiful. And then the second week in April, I was fully booked. All of my online appointment slots were fully booked, which is amazing. I had on the Monday a quantum energy expansion session, which was a follow-up for a past client, which was amazing. Then I had a witch activation, and two witch activations on the Tuesday. That was amazing. Those were really powerful. Always just so surprising what's going to come through, because sometimes with the witch activations I get images or downloads or messages prior to the session. Sometimes it is just totally in the moment. So it was really, really exciting. I just love doing those sessions. And then on the 8th of April, it says sunbathing. I think that I blocked out my schedule that day to sunbathe, which I love that for myself. And then on the 9th, I went to London. I went to London for an early birthday celebration with my mum and my stepdad. They took me to the theatre to see My Neighbour Totoro, which is one of my favourite anime movies. We saw that live in the theatre, so that was awesome. And then they treated me out to dinner, which is amazing. That was a lovely treat. And then Friday, what did we have? Quite a full day of yoga clients and then pole dancing. The next week had another really powerful witch activation session. Again, that was a live one. Yeah, and that was awesome. So I've had a total mixture of both live and remote recorded sessions in April, which was really cool. That's the way I like it, actually. A mixture is really beautiful. So that was really powerful. Had quite a few yoga clients, which I squeezed in before my birthday trip to Wales, which was on the 17th of April. I went on a solo trip to Wales. I drove to North Wales and I stayed there for 4 days. I climbed 2 mountains. I swam in a lake at 7 a.m. I swam in the fairy pools, went to waterfalls, met up with a beautiful soul who lives in Wales, who also took me out to dinner. So I got treated to a second dinner this month. So that was really beautiful. And yeah, I didn't realise it at the time, but Wales was a whole system reset for me. Like, I wasn't expecting what has happened, which I'll tell you later. Wasn't expecting what has happened to happen as a result of doing that and gifting that to myself for my birthday. Because okay, look, I'm going to be honest with you. In the past, I was a people pleaser. I would do things for other people before asking myself, like, Chloe, what do you want to do? And this year, I think it was like in January, I was having a conversation with one of my guides, Elmara, and my higher self, and we were saying like, okay, what would be my dream birthday celebration this year? And I was like, nature, mountains, fresh water, peace, quiet, solitude, nature. And I was divinely guided to this incredible little bed and breakfast called Trigonos, which was right in the middle of the Snowdonia mountain range on the lakes. So I had the lakes on my bedroom doorstep. It was just, yeah, it was a divinely guided blessing of a birthday treat to myself. And I highly recommend doing things like that, following your heart and just doing crazy shit that some people might be like, why did you do that on your own? Why would you want to go and climb mountains for a few days? Or why would you want to just go and be in nature on your own? Because I want to, because it makes me feel good, because I'm a weirdo and I love it. So yeah, that was amazing. That was really, really amazing. And funnily enough, since Wales, like since I've been on holiday, I haven't had any one-to-one clients through my website. So I am back and I am ready if you want to book me. I'm feeling amazing and I'm ready. But it's been like an extended holiday. It's been really beautiful and so much has been unraveling for me since then. But I've been kept nice and busy with live streams, and I still have yoga clients who I see regularly as well, and my weekly pole dancing class too. So yeah, it's been wonderful. And then that takes me to, so the weekend after Wales, I was taken out for a third birthday meal. So I've been spoiled like a princess this month. I've been treated to 3 birthday meals. So thank you to all of the beautiful souls who treated me to a birthday meal this year. If you knew what my birthday was like last year, you would be really happy that I've been treated like a princess this year, trust me. So I'm incredibly, incredibly grateful. And then that brings us to this week, which has been like, I've just felt so inspired and full of juice and creative energy. So I've been really working on the training course that I told you about. I've been getting excited about making content again. I did what's the word? Long format video about the 7 deadly sins, which was something new for me. Not new as in a new concept, but new in the way that I approached it on my channel, and I absolutely loved it. So if you dug that kind of like forbidden knowledge, dark side of spirituality, dark truth theme, let me know, because I am so down to explore and bring more of that for you in my content. And yeah, that brings us to today, which has just been like a juicy, meaty admin day, which has felt awesome because after such like a wholesome, transformational, like self-care, luxurious month, which has been my birthday month, today has been like, okay, I'm just gonna reset. I looked at my weekly schedule, moved some things around, and just got really clear on how I want to move forward. So yeah, feeling really good. And what I'll explain about the trip to Wales is, you know, because I definitely pushed myself beyond a few of my own, like, not boundaries that we'd set with other people, but boundaries of what I thought was possible or what I thought I could do, like climbing a mountain and then being like, oh, I need a rest the next day, but then waking up and being like, no, I want to do it again, and actually just going with that and pushing myself beyond those limits. And, you know, swimming in the lake at 7 a.m, you know, there could be a voice being like, oh, you'll get hypothermia, you're going to be there on your own, like, what if you die? But I was like, no, like, I know I can do this. I know my strengths. I know my limits. And when I swum in the lake at 7 a.m., I was all alone and the sun was rising in between the mountain peaks. So when I was in this lake, which was probably about -2 degrees, I would guess, it was like pushing my limits of what I could bear. But I was swimming into the sunrise and staring at the sun as it was just like pouring me in this morning sunlight. I mean, there are probably few things in this world that are as activating as doing something like that. And then swimming in the fairy pools and the waterfall. All of these things, what I've noticed is probably when I came back initially, I felt quite tired. And it's almost like when you get a healing from someone, you can feel really exhausted because you're detoxing from it. But then I've suddenly started to feel this new lease of life, and I've started to relook at like my daily habits and what I'm doing every day. I've started waking up at 6 a.m. and going straight outside for a walk. Not because I'm trying to lose weight or not because I think I should, but because my soul is literally like wants me to. It's soul led. I haven't woken up to an alarm since I've got back from Wales. I've been waking up naturally at 6 a.m. and feeling refreshed and just going straight outside for a walk. I've been guided to really focus on my nutrition. So I am doing like tracking. I'm tracking my nutrition, tracking the intake of food that I'm having, putting fruit, vegetables and protein at the top priority, minimizing carbohydrates and sugar. And let me tell you, like, my mental clarity this week has been through the roof. And I'm hormonal this week. Like, I'm in my cycle where I'm luteal. So normally I get like mashed potato brain and I feel like I could take on the world. And this is all thanks to Wales and that dragon energy. Yeah, so I mean, why I'm sharing this is like the importance of going on trips like that push you outside of your comfort zone. Honestly, like doing things outside of your comfort zone is like medicine. This is the best. So yeah, I'm feeling amazing, and I'm actually really excited to hold space not only on Sunday at the masterclass but for new client bookings that I get, because I feel like I have a much more expanded capacity now. It's hard to describe, but I can feel my own energy field has expanded just from having that wiping of the slate clean and just starting this new routine. I just feel a lot more crystal clear and focused. So yeah, exciting times. Last few little personal wins and announcements. I passed my level 1 pole dancing exam, so I had to film a routine. You've probably seen the short if you've been following me for a while. Passed the route. I passed it. I had to film it and send it to the owner of the pole dancing academy, and I got this beautiful email today saying, "Hi Chloe, thank you for sending over your level 1 video. I'm pleased to congratulate you on passing level 1. You have lovely form and really dance through your moves. Your seat is also incredible and strong, which is a great place to be for progressing to level 2. Keep your eyes peeled for your certificate at the studio soon." Yay! I can't believe it. And this is beautiful for me because when I watched the video, I couldn't help but be critical. And, you know, that's a huge mirror for me of, you know, from my childhood, I've had body image issues, and it's something with the women in my family. I won't go into that now, but yeah, this critical, like overly critical view of myself. So receiving that was like really beautiful to receive, and I'm just like, yeah, do you know what? I'm badass, and I smashed level 1. Yeah, and everything else I've mentioned. I've been online dating, which is really fun. It feels nice to flirt and yeah, just put myself out there, because after my last relationship, I just had a whole awakening to how I had not been putting myself first in relationships, and how I had not been honouring my worth, my self-worth in relationships. So it feels really fun to be entering back into that world from a much more grounded and empowered and sensual place within myself. So life is good. Life is good, and yeah, excited for the summer here in UK, although I'm a little bit scared because I'm already like making loads of plans with me and my friends, and I do sometimes get social overwhelm. I'm planning a trip up to Scotland in a few months, which is going to be really exciting. So that'll be my next fantastical adventure. Coming up this month, at the end of the month, I'm going to a drum and bass day festival, and then in June I'm going to Download Festival, which is a heavy metal festival. I'm so excited. So if anyone else is going, let me know in the comments. We can meet up. That would be really fun. Yeah, so, and then towards the end of the year or towards autumn, going to be moving, planning an in-person retreat too, which is very much in the creation stage at the moment. But yeah, all exciting things. So if you've made it all the way this far, thank you. I appreciate you. I know my energy is like a lot at the moment. Yeah. Ugh. Thank you for being here. Love you and appreciate you. Please check out the masterclass on Sunday. Check out my one-to-one services if you haven't already, and I'm always here to answer questions as well. Yeah, any likes, comments and subscriptions to my channel are all hugely appreciated, and also donations mean the world to me because they help support me to keep on giving you this free content, and I can keep expanding the free content as well, and they are always received with bundles of love and gratitude. So on that note, thank you so much. Beltane blessings, Friday blessings. Have the most beautiful weekend. I love you.